Hi there, this is an instructional video of how to make your own CandyCart. It's an in-depth video of the process from start to finish of how to end up with your fully functioning CandyCart. It can be used as a cake cart or a bakery cart, a flower cart. The end uses are endless. If you have a family wedding in the future, COVID permitting, then this would be the ideal time to start making it. Because of COVID restrictions on weddings, there's been a lot of weddings that have been postponed, so when restrictions have been lifted, it will be the ideal time to rent out your CandyCart and turn it into a business. The digital plans in this video are for sale, depending on when you watch this video of course. They are $20. If you are interested in the plans, please contact me on postponed@btinternet.com or leave a comment in my Postponed Carpentry Facebook page. I will put all the links in the comment section below. Cheers. I think the easiest way to go through this is all the sizes for the panels, the side panels, all those. It will be to mark up and cut out all the plywood sections so you know you've got them all there, and the pieces that need to be glued together, it's probably best to do that we glue them together now. It gives them a chance to dry off and then we can carry on working on them. There are some bits and pieces here, the threaded bar, the steel pipe. If you haven't got steel pipe, then some copper pipe will do. And then these are the rails that hold the material up on the roof. This is stainless steel, but again, you can use copper pipe, doesn't really matter. Steel was the better job though. It's not going to bend so easy. These pieces are just Velcro that was holding the material on the roof so it don't fall down, so you can pull it nice and tight. This is 4x2 PAR, which is planed all round. I brought these sections. You can buy the right size materials if you want to do all these rail parts here and the spindle bits there, the supports for the roof. But because I've got the machinery, I'm going to cut them out of that anyway. Mark out the panels and then start cutting them out. Done a mitre on the front of the side panels and the mitre on both sides of the front panel, so that should finish nicely in the corners. I didn't take long to do with this rail saw, but you don't need to buy one. You can do it just as well with a hand saw, just takes a little bit longer. Finished all the panels. Yeah, the next stage is to glue up the pairs of panels that we need. We need to glue up 2 sets of handles, 2 sets of wheels, and the 2 pieces of worktop need to be glued and screwed together. That's the next thing on the list. We're going to make a Pba handle sandwich. Lots of PVA. I'm going to roll it on too, so this could get messy. I'm not going to put any fixings in this, first of all. At the moment it's very warm in this country, so I don't think there's going to be any problem with this going off at all. This is just normal PVA glue. It's external stuff. Definitely need to put screws in the worktop though. It's a big area. As well, we can hide the screws underneath. Glue it together. Make a nice sandwich. I'm gluing this between there so it doesn't dribble on there. Spread the force onto here more evenly. We'll see how that bears up. I cut out this template of the wheel as carefully as I could with the jigsaw because I wanted to use it as a pattern for the router, so any defects on the pattern would show up. What I've done is I've marked all the pieces with the various bits I've got to cut out, so all in one go, so it'll just to make sure that all the pieces fit on there and I don't need to do any adjustment, so they're all good. And the next bit to do, cut all the bits out. I used a spade bit and drilled from both sides to stop tear out, and I kept well inside the pencil line too. The way I've normally do the wheels is to neatly jigsaw around. Which is take your time and be nice and accurate. But I've decided to do a different way. I have this template that I took time to make nice and accurate, and then that gets screwed in place there, and then I get this router piece. It's got a ball bearing just there, and the idea is that you follow the ball bearing of your piece and it should make a nice accurate copy of this. The only difference is when I come to the type V shape, it won't get all the way in, which is fine. So I haven't gone too far down with that, I hope. I'm using a 1/2 inch router because there's a lot of material to shift out of the way. I don't think a 1/4 inch router would do. Use a little round over with a bearing on it, and then I went all the way around the outside, and then also to neaten it up I went on the inside of both sides. Right, now I've finished the wheels. That's a big job really, the wheels, so the next part is to go through all the panels and cut them out that you marked up off the plans, and then just go through them one by one, get them finished. Let's go. Right, this is plan number 8. It's a roof section, and it's the easiest way I thought of getting that angle on the roof. If you bring a centre line down the middle of the roof, you come along 290 millimeters, do a square 90 degree, come up 120 millimeters and put a mark, and then just connect the 2 dots, and that's your angle. Just extend it over a little bit, and then do your circle, which is 100 millimeters. So on the piece of wood, got the centre line, and I come along 290 millimeters, do a 90 degree with a square, come up 120 millimeters, put a mark, and then just join the centre line to that point there, just extend it a bit more, and that's where your angle is. Come in 50 millimeters and just draw a circle there. That's how you get the end section. Right, this is the battens all cut. What I'm going to do is just go over the edges now, the face edges, with a router. It's a kind of a round over piece with a bearing on it, just to finish it off. Right, I've made everything up, and also I've marked it left and right, so all the left pieces don't get mixed up, although it just makes life a little bit easier, and marked left and right on the plan, and then stick that to left and right on there, and hopefully nothing will get mixed up. The spindles, because they're going to run past the bottom of the frame to go into the worktop, 25mm, I've just marked it on there. And then the first thing I want to do is fix all the blocks to everything, and then that should be finished. It's time to start assembling everything now. 25mm up, and that's what needs to be come below that line there, so that section there slots in to the worktop. Well, that's it, a pair of ends done. The only thing I've got to do now is drill a 16mm hole for the 15mm pipe that's going in there to hold the material up on the roof. Here I am gluing and screwing the battens on the front panel with the miters on the edges. I am now starting to assemble the main body. I'm cutting out the wheel arch as careful as I can. If you mark 260mm from the face of the car along the face of the panel, then put a mark, and that's going to be where your timber is for your axle stand. So if you put the timber in as right as it goes, mark, and then 315mm from that point is where your axle is going to be. That's the centre of the threaded bar. This is the axle block. That piece is 60mm. This piece is 30mm. Just marked in there 100mm each side for the holes for the bolts, so it bolts together. And then also I've marked the centre line of both, and that's where I'm going to router out the groove, 16mm groove, for the piece of pipe that will run across there with the threaded bar inside. And I'm using is a round piece, and that should give me a nice groove. Then I'm going to do most of the groove in the smaller piece, and then just a small groove in the top so it clamps nice together. Why I've done that is, if you think most of the weight is going to be pressed down onto this rather than the small block, so that really is just to hold it in place. That's the theory anyway. Let's find out if it works. That's all the grooving done. That's now a nice snug fit, so you don't get much movement. And the idea now is to cut that flush the ends, then lovely M12 threaded bar. It just fits nicely inside a 15mm tube. In the UK anyway. It might be different if you're in America or another country. I know the pipe sizes are a little bit different in New Zealand. So now we just cut that to length. Right, these are two 8mm bolts with some wing nuts on there. I've got some washers in there too, clamped together. What I'll do now is fix it in position, and I'm going to cut it off, but I'm going to describe a U shape in there. Anyway, so this can actually come off, this wheels can come off, but this stays. And for if you're transporting it somewhere or for storage. And that's it. So for next thing, I'll fit this in between the timbers. I'm sure there's probably a little better way to do the axles than this. At the moment, the pipe that's in there extends past here a couple of mil, and I've got a square washer, nut another square washer, and then on the outside I've got another square washer so it clamps the wheel itself, and then a nut, and then this is the locking nut I've put on to lock it all together. I'm sure somewhere has got a marvellous idea how to come up with something like different, but that's the way I do it at the moment. So, and then on the outside brought some of these little plastic caps, and then they just go over the end of it to finish it off, and then you've got that inside. Next, the handles. This is one of them, and what I'm going to do is I've got a piece of oak here. I'm going to glue and screw it to the wall so it's got a runner to go in, and it won't move about at all. So I'll glue and screw that on either side, onto the other side, and then I shall fit the clamp to that, which clamps it all in place, and it should be pretty sturdy then. To make sure that the square holes are in the right place, it's better to measure directly off the end panels. Having a quick dry fit just to make sure that the miters are good. I'm just gluing this block onto the handle up there. What it does, it acts as a stop for the door, so it keeps it closed at the top. The glue and screw it on there. You can either put a mag catch or ball catch on there, it's up to you, but I'm just happy with it friction held. From here on, it's up to you what you want to do with it, whether you want to paint it or keep it natural and varnish it. It's entirely up to you. Well, when you're setting CandyCart up, obviously there is a way that these go on. So I always look at it when you're looking at the CandyCart when it's open, and the handles are on the right, and then this would be the left one, and that's the right one. If you've got a memory like mine, I can't remember which one goes where. All I've done actually is on the bottom, underneath here where you can't see it, bottom there, I've just written left, so I know that's the left. And that's it, so I hope you enjoy it and have fun. Cheers.